Courtney Cox is in talks to return as Gail Weathers in Scream 7. Now, obviously, this is just a distraction about what's been going on with Spyglass, obviously with what happened with Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega not signing on to be in Scream 7. And obviously, Kevin Williamson is penning the script and directing this film, and he's bringing back Neve Campbell. Now, whilst it might sound great with the OG fans, obviously the whole ordeal with Melissa Barrera being fired by Spyglass and Jenna Ortega not signing on to this new film, probably in support of Melissa Barrera, but she just kept quiet about it. It's actually really stupid that they are still going ahead of this film. I mean, of course, the OGs were the OGs, but how much of Sydney and Gail have we had? Sydney deserves a happy ending, and the fact that Scream 6 was such a great movie, despite no Sydney in the film, just showed you how much story these new characters were given. Neve Campbell was just simply that she didn't feel like she was being paid enough, and now that she has been given that money, she's returning for this film, even though she was in support of Melissa Barrera. What's the story going to be about for Scream 7? Well, I honestly think we're going to get the network of ghost faces. This would be the perfect way of bringing back Sydney, and there's got to be one man that's behind this all. It's got to be Stu. He is still yet to return in the Scream franchise, and he is one of the characters that I think can give us a lot more for this franchise, especially because we've never seen a network of Ghostface killers. Imagine if we see that and we see a perspective of what happened with Sam and Tara was just the beginning, and of course Sydney being pulled into it wherever she is because of Stu. Of course, if Spyglass weren't working on Scream 7, then Melissa and Jenna are definitely going to be in the film, but because of this issue, we're not going to see them in the next film. Core 4 was such a strong dynamic. If we don't have Chad and Mindy signing on for the next film, what's going to happen with their characters? I mean, are they simply just going to fizzle out with Sam and Tara's characters, who are really good for the story? I know some Scream fans don't like Melissa's character much, but I think that she came into her own in Scream 6. Scream 5, she was alright, and her acting was so much better in Scream 6, and I really think it's disappointing she won't be in the new film. How many times are we going to see Sydney and Gail go through the same thing? I mean, Gail nearly died in the last film. Perhaps they were planning to kill her off, but then they were realizing they just killed Dewey in Scream 5. Is it a good idea? I honestly think she could die in the next film, and if that's the last Scream film from the entire franchise, from this universe, I think that might be what they did. Can afford to kill Sydney because it would just really diminish her story and everything she's gone through in all the films she's appeared in. And as the main legacy character of the entire franchise, I mean, the franchise character, you really can't kill her off at this point. Killed off Dewey. I mean, at least do it in a more honorable way, or he gets Ghostface whilst he dies. Still hated that. Scream ordeal, and I'm not entirely sure how it's going to turn out, but everything that happened with Melissa is still going to put people off seeing this new film. And I just hope it all works out and we do still get a good movie, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.